everybody, we're back with a brand new Cabral Concept. Today's show dedicated to a listener-based question. They had a study that they sent me, and they had a question that was beyond, I would say, what I want to answer on a house call on the weekend. And I thought it'd be a great topic for a show. So I'm not always able to do that, but this show is dedicated literally to our community. And so I listened, and this was a great one. They basically asked, will they get better weight loss results on a vegetarian diet than a conventional diet that includes more meat and fish and like whatever it might be, right? And so I said, interesting. Really great question. I've worked in 20 years in body transformation and health and all that. I have my thoughts. I'll share those with you towards the end of the show. But let's go over the research that they sent over and what I've seen in my practice as well. All right, first things first, let's keep an open mind. So like whether you believe that it's better to eat all meat or all fat or all carbs or like whatever it is, let's just keep an open mind, right? Like we're just looking at the science. We're keeping an open mind with the ultimate goal is to help people, right? Like that's it. So if you're a practitioner especially, the goal is not dogma. It's what's going to get someone the best results possible. All right, so let's read. This is from the Journal of the American College of Nutrition, published a few years back. It's called The Effect of a Vegetarian versus Conventional Hypocaloric Diabetic Diet on Thigh Adipose Tissue Distribution in Subjects with Type 2 Diabetes, a randomized study. Okay, first of all, like, what does all that mean? All right, they took a group of people. They put them on now these were Type 2 diabetics. So again, say what you want about the study. Well, this is for Type 2 diabetics at least. They put them on two different diets. One, typical diet, it's going to be both people ate the same amount of calories, each 500 less calories per day. So hypocaloric, 500 less calories per day should lead to weight loss, right? About a pound per week, just on average. Okay. So, but you'll see a difference because the vegetarian diet, they lost twice as much weight. Let's look into why in just a moment and what they ate. All right. So we've got the regular diet, still has meat, still have all those things, but 500 calories less. Then the other diet, let's read about what that was. I'm going to read directly from this. Losing muscle fat improves glucose and lipid metabolism, so this finding is particularly important for people with metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes, says the lead author. 74 people with type 2 diabetes were randomly assigned to follow either a vegetarian diet or a conventional anti-diabetic diet. The vegetarian diet consisted of vegetables, grains, legumes, fruit, and nuts, with animal products limited to a maximum of one portion of low-fat yogurt per day. So let's repeat what that was. Vegetarian diet, okay? Everything was vegetables, grains, legumes, basically beans, fruits, and nuts. And then one serving of a low-fat yogurt every day. And it was 500 calories less per day. All right, so that was the vegetarian diet. Nothing crazy, just that's it. They got their protein from beans and legumes. Okay. So now, and again, for a lot of people, this would seem crazy for a weight loss diet because it contains grains and fruit and all these carbs. Well, let's go on. So the conventional diet, and if you want to look this up specifically, is recommendations of the European Association for the Study of Diabetes. And basically, it's just a regular diet, the same as above, essentially, but with meat and other products as well. All right, so the vegetarian diet was found to be almost twice as effective in reducing body weight, resulting in an average loss of 6.2 kilograms compared to 3.2 kilograms or kilos for the conventional diet. So if we multiply 6.2 times 2.2, what are we going to get? Like 13 pounds or so? Just quick math. And 3.2 is going to be about 7 pounds or so. So again, almost twice as much weight loss in the same period of time on a vegetarian diet with the same amount of calories. Okay, here's what might be more fascinating for health, because it's not just about weight loss, about health. Using an MRI, they found when they talked about the intramuscular fat, well, basically, I'm just going to paraphrase because we start to get in the weeds here with the research. So basically, there's subcutaneous fat, which is, I always say, like if you lean forward with your stomach and there's a little roll, that's subcutaneous fat. Okay, intramuscular fat is you look at your muscles and intertwined with the muscle fiber is fat. More dangerous, subfascial, intramuscular fat, not good, right? Not quite visceral, but visceral is more around the organs. That's not good either. Here's the thing. Both diets Let's see right here. They found that both diets caused a similar reduction in subcutaneous fat. That's kind of like that roll of fat when you lean over with your stomach, as I said before. However, subfascial fat was only reduced in response to the vegetarian diet, and intramuscular fat was more greatly reduced by the vegetarian diet. Pretty wild, right? Like that's impressive, because what we're now seeing is that that's going to reduce inflammation and improve insulin resistance for type 2 diabetes. I mean, this is really important, because here's why. Regardless of who lost more weight, this diet was helping people reduce inflammation and better balance blood sugar, which would then lead to greater overall health and most likely longevity. So I like to look past just the weight loss aspect. Yeah, that's great. Good. We like that, right? But honestly, you can lose weight in any way you want. High fat, high protein, high carb. You just have to go hypocaloric. Now, is it good in the long run? No, like it's not. A much more balanced diet is best in the long run, because it's way easier to maintain as well. So here's the thing though. So this person sent it over and I want to give an answer. There's two reasons why this diet most likely worked better than the non-vegetarian diet. The first is this. Think about what they cut out. They cut out, and again, this is where the other groups come in, and I'm not in any group. That's the thing. When you're eating conventional-based meat, it's very high in fat, very high in saturated fat, very high in inflammatory omega-6s, and it's more anabolic. So when you study Ayurvedic medicine and TCM, every form of medicine except conventional medicine, you realize that certain foods are more catabolic than others. That means they don't promote anabolism. Is great. And I've talked about this with, it starts to get again in the weeds, but AMPK and autophagy are more on a vegetarian diet. That means more breakdown in the body. Now, again, that's bad after a while, but good when you want to lose weight. And then there's anabolism, which increases with more protein, specifically animal-based protein. That's why it's easier to build muscle with animal protein. People can argue with that and say, no, you can build just as much muscle with beans and legumes. You can't. You're just not going to. Honestly, you are not going to. And I've seen it in my practice, and it goes both ways. But it's okay. Like you can still build muscle with no meat. You really can. And this doesn't even have fish. This is just yogurt. So you can look at this as like a lacto-vegetarian diet. There's no fish and there was no eggs. So it was pretty close to being, I don't want to say vegan, because vegan is also a lifestyle. It's not just diet. So anyway, okay. So there's a catabolic nature to the diet, but also way less inflammation, because they're not eating all of these inflammatory fats that come from the inflammatory meats, the inflamed farm-raised fish, and the inflamed eggs, right? That's a huge deal that we're overlooking. And that is one of the reasons. Now, what if you ate ground bison, pastured chicken and turkey, pastured eggs? Would it be a different story? Maybe to a degree, but I probably believe that you're still going to get better results if you're predominantly vegetarian, because it's a catabolic diet. And that's why many people who are more ectomorph and or mesomorph do well in the beginning on a vegan diet, but ultimately become too catabolic. I have so many people in my practice right now. I was one of those people. This is many years ago, but I went vegan for 2 6-month stints. One when I went overseas for internships, a long time ago, and then another one like 2016, somewhere around there. And initially, you can feel really good. For me, my body type, I'm not an endomorph body type. I lost muscle. I started to feel weaker. Hair got thinner, like all of those things. So that's why kind of what can work in the beginning can be detrimental in the longer run. And I'm not saying you can't be healthy on this diet. You absolutely can. As long as you're getting right amount of protein, all of those things. Now, in our practice, what do? We say that there does not have to be an all for one. You don't have to be all carnivore or all vegan. In our practice, it is predominantly plant-based with some meat or fish or eggs on a daily basis, so that you're balancing the anabolism and catabolism. And that can be changed based on a person's output in terms of exercise, etc. But I wanted to share that with you here today. I'm not going to go over what we do for our diet. I have lots of shows on weight loss. You can find them at stephencabral.com/podcast. Just scroll through the top. You'll find all my weight loss based shows every Wednesday. Basically, I do a body transformation show. We've helped hundreds of thousands of people transform their body, transform their health, all of those things. We just do it the healthy way. So there doesn't have to be one best way, but I will share with you that the study is legitimate. You could be derogatory towards it because it was what type 2 diabetics. Sure. But it's just harder for type 2 diabetics to lose weight. So this is a great diet because if it's working for diabetics, should work for most people. And again, am I saying that you should just eat grains and all these things? No, it could be even better. Like that's the thing. Like this could be improved even more, but the study's not lying. Like they're not making it up. So we have to just keep an open mind saying, oh, there could be some truth to this. Now let's look at the science. Oh, AMPK and autophagy are increased with more of a plant-based diet. Inflammatory fats have been reduced. Oh, that could help with overall insulin levels, right? Cell receptors, that's going to be helpful. And then we could look at, say, like, should this be a diet that you always consume? Can you not eat any meat? No, it's like finding the balance. And then what's the healthier versions of meat and fish? Wild-based, wild-caught fish. And so when you look at it, you don't have to throw the whole thing out. What I want to share with you is that I don't even think that you have to go this extreme. I don't even think that yogurt was a benefit to these individuals. One serving of low-fat yogurt per day, I think you could get way more benefit out of one small serving of, wild-caught fish. Like I think you would have got way more benefits from the anti-inflammatory omega-3s. But I don't want to go too deep into that. I just wanted to share the study with you here today and say that this is real science. This is a real study, and there is something to this. Maybe, just maybe, we might want to try this even for 2-3 weeks in our own life if we are looking to lose weight. We do something very similar to this during the 21-day functional medicine detox. Why does it work so well? It's based on real science. Like it's keeping autophagy and AMP going. It's getting the body into more of a catabolic state. It's breaking down body fat. Like this is what it does. That's why it's so successful. So keep an open mind in general with science. Is this the end all be all? No. But is this a good study? Yes. There are more studies like it. It's not the only one, but I wanted to share this with you and just say you can lose weight on any type of diet. Use the one that you feel is best for you, but also think about the health implications of everything you're doing, not just in terms of weight loss. Hopefully this was helpful. All the show notes will be at stephencabral.com/3106. Have an amazing day. Take care, everybody. Do share the show with anyone you believe it could serve. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.